Hey Jasmine, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. And you, Marco?
I'm great, thank you. I got an idea. I'd like to spell your name in order to undress your character and your soul. Do you want to play with me?
Yeah.
Then let's start from the bottom of your name. So let's start with letter E. What about emotion, Jasmine? Do you trust them? You're at ease with them? Tell me about emotion.
Well, I think that if I can do the right thing, despite of my emotions, then I'm really free.
And what about letter N? What about names? I mean, some people support that names are intrinsically related to a specific character. Do you agree? And if you agree, tell me about your name then. Why Jasmine?
I believe that words, just like names, have a sort of creative power in them. And as for me, you're right. It's a weird story about my first and family name. I've changed my family name. I've dropped the old one because it was a little funny for a girl like me that wanted to start a career using her voice as a work tool, because it was Galina, which in English means hen, chicken. And as for my first name, Jasmine, you have to know that I would have given this name to my daughter if I'd had one, but since she didn't arrive, so I've taken this new name to say to the whole world that I was ready to start a brand new life, because at the age of 35 I decided to be baptized, and it's a wonderful story. I will tell you about it.
It's time for letter I. So what about intelligence and instinct? Which of the two guided you better in your life? Do you simply trust instinct, perhaps?
Well, I think that both are important, but as for me, I prefer to be guided by my inner voice.
Let me ask you this. Is it true you're not having sex before marriage because you believe in this choice you made?
I think that marriage is just a divine gift given to a man, to a woman, to give birth to a family. So it's something sacred to be treated with a due respect. And yeah, I'm still waiting for Mr. Right. I think he's on his way. I'm waiting, so I'm not flirting. I have chosen not to have sexual intercourse with other people while waiting, because I would like to give my body to my future husband as a sort of bridal gift. And I hope and think that he will appreciate that.
Listen, I know you're working as a voice-over actress, but what about silence in your life?
I love silence. I think that nowadays we find so difficult to live in silence because we feel naked, we feel vulnerable in silence. Silence is considered such as a void space to be filled with words, with sounds, even with noise. But I think that there we can find the real essence of life, There I can perceive that inner voice, which is so important to take the right decision, to choose.
And what about age, letter A? I mean, is it true you're not revealing your real age, and why? I mean, you're a beautiful woman.
No, I'm not ashamed to tell you that I was born on the 22nd of November in 1965. As for time, I have to say that I'm afraid of losing time if I realize that I'm wasting it. Because, as you grow older, getting older, time becomes more and more precious. So it's important to use it in the proper way, doing something good.
And what about your really first letter of your name? I mean, letter J. Is still the initial letter of your name and the name of a friend of yours, a great friend of yours, Jesus. Do tell me quickly, how did you two guys met?
We met one night in 2000. I had arrived at the end of the dark tunnel called depression, and he rescued me just in time. My heart belongs to him. Yeah, he's my friend, he will always be.
Let's play a game. What if you were a flower?
A poppy.
A place in the world?
Rio de Janeiro, Paris, somewhere in Tuscany, many places, but I can be happy almost anywhere.
And what if you were an animal, and why?
An eagle. so that I could fly over the storms of life, always seeing the sun, always enjoying the blue sky.
Your favorite novel?
Le Petit Prince.
It's mine too. Your favorite Disney cartoon?
Aladdin.
Jasmine, between fashion and style?
Style, because it's more original.
Vanity or dignity?
Dignity.
What about sexy movies, Jasmine? Would you feel more at ease watching 9 Weeks and a Half, Basic Instinct, or 50 Shades of Grey?
In general, I feel at ease watching sexy movies, provided there's a good story to tell, a good message to give.
Your Prince Charming, bared or shaved?
I will love him anyway.
Happiness, alone or shared?
Sometimes alone, most of the times shared.
What if I tell you Madonna, the Virgin Mary, Jesus' mother, or the singer of Like a Virgin?
The singer of Like a Virgin.
What about church, Pope Francis or Benedict XVI?
Pope Francis.
Catholic or evangelic?
Neither, because I don't like labels. I'm just a daughter of God.
So, religion or faith?
Faith.
Truth or lies?
Truth.
Would you tell me again when you were born?
I was born on the 22nd of November in 1965.
Jasmine, did you just say the truth?
Check it out.
Would you tell me 3 songs you really hate to listen to, and other 3 you link to special moments of your life?
I prefer to answer to your second question. I would say that I love Gino Vanelli, I love Sting, I love Prince, I love Lenny Kravitz. My favorite composer, maybe Anna Carolina is my favorite one.
Thank you for this call and thank you for allowing me to interview you.
You are very welcome, Marco.
Marco, senti, ho preparato il tè anche per te. Corri, se no si raffredda.
Aspettami che arrivo allora, dammi un secondo.